Hey there, focused learners, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are unpacking something, well, honestly, it's truly fascinating. We're looking at a visionary architectural blueprint for AI-assisted lifelong learning. It's called the IA Live Global System of Permanent Autonomous Learning. Now, if you've ever wondered how education might fundamentally transform when we seamlessly merge human potential with continuous, personalized AI support, you're in exactly the right place. Get ready because we are going to explore a concept that literally rethinks everything you know about traditional schooling. Okay, let's just quickly glance at our roadmap for today. We've got 5 main parts: the foundation, learning through life stages, the 24/7 AI tutor, creating your living work, and finally, becoming a living book. Let's dive right in.
Starting right at the foundation, the methodological principles.
So, looking at the core principles outlined in Article 70, what's really wild is how the IA Live system completely bypasses traditional passive study. Seriously, forget about just reading textbooks and memorizing facts for some distant exam. This framework demands immediate practical results. It's all about project-based education and learning by actually doing. It really pushes a mindset of continuous innovation. And a huge, absolute key mandate here is the focus on learning, unlearning, and relearning. Because let's face it, in our fast-paced world, the ability to let go of outdated information is just as critical as absorbing new data.
Moving on to part 2, we're looking at learning through life stages, which is really a continuous journey.
Thinking about a human lifespan, spanning all the way from early childhood right up to older adults, just ask yourself for a second, where do you currently fit in? Now, it is absolutely crucial to note one defining feature here. Education doesn't just stop at graduation, not even close. Every single era of a person's life is anchored by the permanent, recurring support of a personalized AI tutor, and it is available 24/7.
And it's brilliant how the curriculum dynamically adapts to exactly what the learner needs at that specific stage in life. I mean, early childhood focuses on things like the exploration of nature, language, and play. But then juxtapose that with young people, where things shift to highly advanced applications. We're hacking prompt engineering, emerging technologies, finance. Then, by the time you hit the adult stage, the framework shifts again, this time toward integrating AI into your business, your industry, and your own personal productivity. It is a completely dynamic, responsive curriculum.
And here's a really inspiring pivot. For those 60 and over, innovation absolutely does not mean retiring to a rocking chair. Instead, the system just seamlessly adapts. The technology shifts toward AI companions and virtual assistants. It introduces audio as a primary learning tool and uses simpler language models that are specifically tailored for ease of use. But honestly, above all, it focuses on physical and emotional health, discovering a renewed purpose, and helping older adults cement a lasting legacy for future generations.
All right, part 3, the 24/7 AI tutor, your constant companion. So the engine powering this entire house across every single life stage is the AI tutor. And Article 72 frames this not as some luxury for a privileged few, but as a universal right. Let that sink in. Every single participant in the iLife system has access to this constant learning support. But pay close attention to the second half of that definition. This AI must strictly respect your intellectual autonomy, your privacy, and your freedom of decision. The AI functions as a tutor and assistant, a sounding board. But you remain entirely in the driver's seat of your own intellect. When you look at the AI tutor's vast functions, which are outlined in Article 73, they offer a true 360-degree support system. We are talking about everything from planning short learning pathways and mastering prompt engineering, all the way to incredibly advanced applications, high-level business development, scientific research, and even preventive health and smart agriculture. It's a tool custom designed to prepare you for entirely new professions and help you dive deep into emerging technologies across the board. Which brings us to part 4, creating your living work, the real evidence of knowledge. Now, transitioning from these digital tools over to tangible human outcomes requires a complete mindset shift. We're moving away from the idea of just doing homework to actually building a living, breathing project. According to Article 74, your knowledge isn't proven by some standardized test score or a static essay you write once and forget about. No, it is proven by the creation and the continuous updating of what they call a living work. The real value of your education is determined by the quality, the usefulness, the innovation, and the tangible impact your living work has on society. And the scope of what you can build? It is vast. Article 75 allows for wonderfully diverse disciplines.
You could develop a living work focused on space exploration, colonization, or, I don't know, maybe you're passionate about democracy and public policy, or artificial intelligence, smart agriculture, maybe environment and community development. The point is, emerging technologies are integrated cross-cuttingly throughout all these fields. The ultimate purpose here is to strengthen human talent in perfect harmony with technology, allowing you to solve real-world problems in literally whichever discipline sparks your curiosity.
And finally, Part 5, Becoming a Living Book, The Human Legacy. This brings us to the ultimate architectural achievement of the whole system. Let's clarify this metaphor a bit, side by side. Think of the living work as the tangible, dynamic project. It's the physical or digital evidence of your knowledge. The living book, however, is the human creator. It's you. According to Article 76, when you maintain a high-quality, updated living work that has real impact, you are officially recognized as a living book. And the best part? This recognition can happen at any age, evolving you from a learner into a recognized mentor for society. Once you are recognized, Article 77 outlines this incredibly noble mission. You're called to inspire and teach others, to share your experiences. You actively support the new living works being developed by younger generations, and ultimately you help strengthen what they call the human library. This is where humans act in perfect harmony with technology to contribute to a massive, global heritage of living knowledge.
There is this beautifully written quote from the final declaration of Title V, and it is just powerful. It says, "Education reaches its highest expression when knowledge is transformed into well-being for humanity and into a legacy for future generations." I mean, wow. This represents the absolute philosophical core of the entire framework. The technology, the AI tutors, the short learning pathways, they are all just mechanisms designed to achieve this profound humanistic goal.
So, I want to wrap up this explainer by turning things over to you with a pretty provocative question. What will your living work be, and how will you use a 24/7 AI tutor to build your ultimate legacy? The tools are right there, and the framework is clear. It is time to stop passively studying and start actively creating. Thank you so much for joining me today, Focus Learners. Now go out there and start building your living work.